This looks like we might just be ready for another season of the CORSAIR DreamLeague. We got Thomas playing his tunes. Welcome back. We got a trophy ready to be given away to the winner. And of course, you know, $250,000, but you know, who's counting? It's all good. I got a brand new co-host.
Hey!
And I think that's all we need right now to get this started. I think I am ready for season 12, yes, of the CORSAIR DreamLeague. DreamHack Rotterdam, and of course here for the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 12. Or should I say, goedemorgen, welkom. Ik ga uiteraard de hele show in het Engels doen, maar ik vond het wel zo leuk om jullie allemaal even te welkomen in het Nederlands, terwijl het nu nog kan. En ja, wij zijn er absoluut klaar voor. Don't worry guys. We're gonna do the rest in English, but of course we're in my home country, so I didn't want to start in Dutch. It's already season 12 for the CORSAIR DreamLeague. 12 seasons, that is a very long time. And then we're not even counting the kickoff season, which didn't get a number. So in fact, it might be 13. But you know, you get more seasons. You try to improve upon the idea. We were now at the Shiver show. Could it get any better than that? Probably not, but we did make it better than that anyway, because we upgraded my co-host. Instead of Sir Action Slacks, we're joined right now by the one, the only, the observer, the caster, the analyst, the producer. What can't you do, Grant? Where does it stop?
That's a good question. I guess we'll have to find out.
The co-host, Grant.
Indeed.
Next step is to take over my job. I mean,
nah, it's okay. You can have it. You look comfortable on the desk here. I'm chill on the couch.
Thank you. How are you enjoying Rotterdam?
I love it. The weather, it's crazy. I woke up at 7. I thought my blinds were like blacked out. It was just still dark though.
Yeah.
It's always like that?
Well, in fall, yeah. It starts getting darker and darker the earlier you get.
Okay. I usually just wake up to the sun, so it was weird.
Maybe you wake up normally later in the day. What time does the sun rise in Colorado?
Like 6:30.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Even in the winter?
Yep.
Wow.
South of the equator, or north, I don't know.
I mean, we are north.
Something like that. There's
You're
something there.
north as well. All right, well, I'm very happy to have you here as my co-host. And I know it can be a little daunting there, having like a couch and a chair, and they're all empty, so I'm gonna get you some company.
Thank you.
And the company, in this case, are of course the caster pair that has been with DreamLeague for a very, very long time. Let's welcome in Fogged and ODPixel. Hello. Hello.
I see what you did there, Chief. You said my name first. For the first time ever, it's not ODPixel and Fog. I'll take it.
For people wondering, during rehearsals, I always say ODPixel and Fogged, and today Fogged pulled me out on it. I was like, always saying ODPixel first. And then we went over the caster pairs. It's Toby and Kyle, or Toby and Sind. It's Cap and Blitz. You know, it's Moxie and Lizard. Play-by-plays are normally mentioned first.
That's messed up.
That's not what she said at first, by the way. She said the more important is mentioned first in her rehearsal.
She did say that.
Welcome.
Yep. Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. Pretty excited for Dota. Haven't gotten to watch too much lately.
Yeah. You've not made it a secret that you've been playing World of Warcraft. You kind of went on a holiday in Azeroth. How's it been? Like, how are you excited for this this Dota tournament right now?
I mean, like I said, I've tried to watch a decent amount of like streams and stuff. I know Grant was doing a decent amount in between our WoW days, but yeah, I haven't gotten to really see these teams duking it out, especially like there's no LAN stage. Right now, we actually have them on a stage, seeing how they're going to be able to play. Some new blood, some old blood. Should be interesting.
This is the first LAN of the season, Owen.
Wow. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess Midas mode wasn't a proper LAN. Yeah, I was thinking Midas mode, but I guess that doesn't really count.
The
No, it is.
birthday.
Yes, it is. And I think sort of going on what Fog's saying, it's going to be very exciting to see. You know, there's all these new teams, a lot of different sort of collaborations and talent that we've not seen before in the past. Yeah, we've seen them in the qualifiers. A few of these teams are going to the major and the minor. This is the testing ground. They're going to go head-to-head, actually on LAN. And I mean, you're the player, Fog. It's got to be a whole other step, right? You played with these people that you've never played with before online, and then coming to a LAN with them, sharing rooms and playing PCs next to each other. It's a different experience.
I think especially like, I mean, there's a little bit of example we're dipping in a little bit too, but like we have some very like older players who are like 30 plus, and we have some 18-year-olds coming to play on the same team. Some Zoomers, exactly. So should be exciting.
Yeah, a great mix of the old and the new. It's going to be a great time. I just want to touch on also that, Owen, we had a travel time of 40 minutes.
We did, it was nice.
This is going to be the shortest travel time to an event ever in our lifetime. Unless we have DreamHack Rotterdam again next year. Can you get used to that?
It's true. We had one for New York where I also had a nice like 30-minute journey for myself. Here I had a 40-minute journey with a flight before that.
I mean, you had a flight as well, but you know, no, it's gonna be an exciting time. And just like every DreamLeague, every CORSAIR DreamLeague you're used to, we're gonna go through some of the topics that you know that are interesting. And the first one is the post-TI roster shuffle. There is a lot to talk about in that one, but there's also not a lot to talk about because the four biggest teams, the top 4 teams at the International 2019, they decided not to play in the first half year.
What the hell happened?
So nobody knows if there's like, you know, roster changes there because there's rumors here and there, but overall, they're just radio silent.
What if Thompson's on LGD?
Yeah. What if?
I mean, what if? Yeah.
What if?
Why not?
Secret Thompson, Poppy and Thompson. Oh, I don't know about that one, but
That would be
maybe.
a great storyline.
The redemption arc.
who knows? Honestly, I don't think we'll see too many big changes. Maybe we'll see like one player out of some of those, something like that, or like someone just taking a break for some time until like maybe
TI.
major patch TI, and then come back and be like, hey, my spot.
Hey,
Thank
18
you.
million, all right.
Maybe.
see ya.
I mean, some of them we still don't know the deal with, right? With like Samael pulling out of Quincy crew and stuff. Like, what's happening
Who
with that
knows?
team?
Yeah.
Where's he going? We don't know.
We don't know. And of course, Emil came from EG. And then in terms of the biggest team making shuffles, I think Virtus.pro and EG are probably the 2 standout ones. And they even, you know, Ramses went from one to the other. What do you think about that, Grant? Considering you're
you know,
an EG
it's
boy?
good to have some more young NA blood in the scene with Ramses. You have Abed, who, I mean, he played on a digital count
Yes,
for
he
a
did.
long time.
Also, NA player,
Yep, he
sure.
is. So it's good to be 5 out of 5 NA with them. But VP, they're weird because they just dropped out of the
just
minor
dropped out
that
of the
they
minor.
qualified. They had new players, and now it's just, do they? Like, who
Yeah,
knows?
I mean, what's going on?
They got an epileptic kid who is, I actually watched him play. He's really good.
He is,
Yeah.
and then save, right?
And save, yeah, as a position 4.
The CIS. There's one
CIS.
in NA too. There's a couple saves around.
Oh,
you know.
really?
Yeah, save
And
is
they
a high
both play
MMR.
5, so.
And he's high MMR in NA
is.
too. He's like top 100 in NA
yeah.
as well.
I believe this save has a dash though.
Yes, he does.
Okay, cool.
And Rezo, of course, we're going to Virtus.pro as well. So only 2 of the former crew still there. It's big changes. And one of the teams that had some massive changes, there's only one player the same, is of course here. We got NIP with PPD still at the head.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. I mean, for me personally, we're getting to cast Universe again. How long's it been since he was on a?
I mean,
Almost a full year.
A full
Like,
year at
almost.
least.
Almost.
It feels like longer. You know, that we've sort of seen Uni on a team with big names.
Yeah.
And, you know, here he's back by the side of PPD. Big things could happen.
TI winners together again.
yeah.
And you talked about new and old blood. That team is literally like old, and then like you have Skeeter as well as
Fiverr.
Five Gunner.
Yeah.
How
Young
old
Gunner.
are they? They're like 17 or something?
Skeeter and Gunner are 18 both, I think.
And Universe is 30. So
Yeah.
there's literally a 12-year disparity there. Almost 13. That's crazy.
Universe could be their dad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. But I could be technically. Sure.
Oy.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I guess technically.
Did you talk about rooming? Do you think it's Peter and Universe rooming? There's no way they're zooming it up, right?
I could see Universe and Gunnar for some reason. I don't know why, but like they also have the same voice. They sound very similar.
They do. It's awesome.
If we're getting them for a post-game interview at some point, these are the questions that people want to know. Who is rooming with who?
Yeah.
All right, when we're talking about roster changes, it also brings me to our next topic, which is Alliance versus Liquid. Or should I say Alliance versus Alliance? Or, you know,
New Alliance. Yeah.
New Alliance versus Old Alliance, that's kind of what people are saying. But of course, Liquid, after TI, they let go of their previous squad with Kuroki at the head, and they picked up the old Alliance squad. An Alliance was like, okay, we need a new squad. So it felt like they got like just the 5 players that they could get. And this is just from a spectator point of view. And expectations-wise, people weren't really having that high expectations of Alliance, but then they were the ones to crush the major qualifiers.
Yeah.
They were the ones doing best.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite exciting to see them play against each other here.
No, I think they're going to do very well. I mean, you say just 5 players, but I think you're pretty happy with these 5 players, you know, because they've shown that they will be very, very stable and loyal. They've stuck together for a whole season or so, through tough times, through tough performances. And I think as an organization, that's got to be very appealing. You want to have this roster that you are going to be able to build a really strong brand around. And I think looking at the old squad of Alliance, it's a perfect team to grab. As long as they do start performing, you don't want to see them start to slump, maybe get a bit comfortable being like, well, part of Liquid now, we've reached the top, it's time to chill. But I don't think they're like that. You've seen Asania, he's got a lot of drive behind him. And I think, it makes sense why Liquid would pick this squad.
Yeah, I mean, they already been together for 2+ years, so I don't think they're going to just get comfortable, like you said.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Yeah.
And then the new Alliance, that one is... It's interesting, right? Because everyone thought Nico Baby, he was going to be like the biggest guy coming in, right?
Yep.
And then he kind of got passed over a decent amount, and now, he's on that team. As you said, they beat Liquid in the major qualifiers, which I think a lot of people were surprised about.
They looked really strong. I think Nico Baby, after even in going into TI, people were like he had a target on his back, and I think maybe TI he got kind of undervalued. So I think they came out. I think he's a big pickup for this season.
No, for sure. I mean, we saw as well just some of his personality in some of the interviews at TI. He's crazy
he's
for
hungry.
for
he wants to
victory,
win.
success. He's going to put the extra hours in. He's going to be full tryharding, and as we've seen so far with the qualifiers, it's doing wonders for the team, and they're going to be very excited to see on LAN.
I think earlier this week I heard one of you guys describe Anna as a player that regardless what he plays, even if he's playing with his 2K friends or whatnot, he will always play as if he's playing in the TI finals. Yep. I think Nico Baby kind of falls under the same group. He will always try, and he's definitely been the star player in the qualifiers that we have seen from this new Alliance. I'm super excited to see them play here as well. We also have, of course, a couple of qualifier teams being here in Rotterdam. And one of these qualifier teams is Demon Slayers, and you might not be familiar with them that much. So hereby, let's have an introduction to Demon Slayers.
So when we formed Demon Slayer, it's just we're just a bunch of friends, just trying to have fun.
On that day, on the qualifier day, we didn't know who we were playing against in the first game. Going to that game, we didn't think much. We just thought if we can just have a better heroes against him, and then we can just play Dota, and eventually we won.
I mean, we had no expectation. It's we just played without pressure and we just won. That's it. They get ganked out. There's just non-stop team fight, and yeah, we're just winning everything. We're not losing a single hero in this team fight.
We didn't think that we would win at the beginning, but looking at the draft, we had a much better draft against them. All of the team members believed in each other. We just thought that we were better than the other teams. So after the last team fight that made us qualify, I think everyone just went crazy in the team chat, and everyone's like, "Ooh, nice, let's go. We're going to Rotterdam, let's get this."
We first realized after qualifying that we were good. We're the best.
Just playing without pressure gets you very far, as we've seen already with OG at multiple TIs at this point. Well, I'm curious how that's going to go here, because when you're comparing playing without pressure with a group of friends from your bedroom compared to playing on stage for a total prize pool of $250,000, that's a lot. That's life-changing money for some of these guys.
Yeah, and they aren't using their full 5 either, right? They are using Annihilate instead of Chet.
Yeah, or
Right.
apparently Chet, I believe, was already off the team before this, but he qualified, and then they were using a UK player, Adzentic, and
right.
apparently there's an issue, and now it looks like they're just trying out a bunch of middles, but Annihilate, it's funny, he's a stand right. He's already been to a Dream League, I believe. Two
last
Dream
Dream
Leagues
League.
ago on Team Runes with BSJ, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I like them. As you said, like they knew they were the best team, and if you watch the minor major qualifiers, like besides the EG and the J-Storm, they were like the best team.
Yeah.
Like they knew exactly what they're doing, they knew how to play. They have Juan, who captained the Void Boys team way back in the day. He captained Jin Q before he was on Serenity. I mean, they are a very good team, and you can see they're confident. They're not like awkward, like hiding behind the cameras. They're ready to talk and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm looking forward to seeing them play later today. Everybody is going to have games today. There's a lot of things happening. Of course, we have our final topic. And our final topic is decided by the community, which is cats. Thanks, Twitter.
I like that.
That was on Twitter.
I mean, if you think you can come up with better topics for us tomorrow, please do so. It's at Dota Dream League, I believe, or Dream League Dota
Okay.
for the Twitter. But our topic is cats.
I'm ready. We
Okay,
gotta
go for
talk.
it.
Naked cats are the ugliest thing I have ever. You know the
Oh,
ones
that's a
they
bit
shave
mean to
all
the
of
na-
up.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, but they're ugly. Like
Well,
I'm not
why
gonna
poke
not.
fun of them? I mean, sure, they're not as attractive as the fluffy cats.
Yeah.
That's a personal opinion. Some people like them.
I mean,
Do
some
you?
people do like them.
No,
that's true.
not me, but-
Yeah.
Does anyone here like naked cats?
I think if you are allergic to cats, you can have the naked cats.
Yeah.
And then you'll learn to love them.
But petting them, you're just petting their skin. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
might as well
how
just
sort
pet
of
a
stick-
human.
I have heard though that feels actually very soft. I've never touched one of those Sphinx cats, I think they're called, right?
That sounds better than naked
Sphinx
cat.
cat? Yeah.
Yeah. But I believe that I've been told that they're very soft. But you normally, if you're allergic to it, you're not allergic to that cat. So you're like, I can have a pet. Yay, it's naked.
true.
But at least it's an animal.
Yeah, now you're just being mean. It didn't choose to be naked.
Doesn't mean I like it. I still don't care. No, I love fluffy cats are great. Black
Oh, I
cats,
like
it's
the
almost
really
Halloween
fluffy.
though.
I like
Yes.
the fluffy.
Black cats are like bad luck, aren't they?
If they cross your path, yeah.
Okay.
they
If
cross-
you just see it crossing, it's bad
As
luck.
long as it doesn't walk in front of you, you're fine.
Okay.
So just turn
So
around.
if you look behind you, you're good, or walk backwards. All right, cool. Thanks,
ways
Owen.
around
I won't
it.
get
I got you
cursed now by a
covered.
whiz.
So pick it up and move it over. Like, so
Move it
just
over.
move it over so it doesn't walk past you. It's one of those.
Did you actually know that after the Black Panther movie from Marvel came out, like black cats before that were actually, people didn't want them, like in the shelter, they were always left alone
Yeah.
because they're not great for taking selfies, and apparently people think about that when
What?
buying a cat. No, I'm not kidding, because you only see the eyes.
I get
But
it,
after the Black Panther movies, black cats actually started to be more popular, and people have been adopting more black cats around the world.
I personally do like more of like the mixed, I forget the name, it's like tortoise something cats or something, that kind of color. I'm trying to remember the names. Give me a break.
It's okay.
But like, I have a black cat. I have a tuxedo cat, and he's actually super cute. I actually like.
What's his
I'm
name?
usually more of a dog person, but I like him cat. His name is Kyle, actually. Kind of funny.
But
He's 14 years
I
old.
was
He
gonna
was
say-
way before Kyle existed. Kyle existed in the old Dota
Before
thing
he
and
was
everything.
born. There you go.
He's a 14-year-old cat. Or 13 cat. He's old.
That's an old cat, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a cat too. It lives with my parents, but I do have one. Very cute as
pretty
well.
old
But I
though,
would
too.
also, before that, consider myself a dog person.
Yeah, I'm a dog person.
But cats you can leave alone when you go away.
Yeah.
Dogs you cannot.
That's true.
How about you, Owen? Cats or dogs?
I'd probably go with cats. I think it's just easier to maintain. Dogs are a little bit more effort.
Even though you were
Do
allergic to
whatever.
both.
Yeah, but they're fluffy. I like fluffy cats.
Do you just sneeze a lot, or you get hives, or
I
what?
sneeze, yeah.
Sneeze.
I get a little bit
Sneeze
red eyes.
and red eyes.
You definitely, I remember him scratching his eyes and everything. Yeah.
But I love the cats. I'll suffer
You won't
for the
stop
I'll suffer
cuddling.
for the cat.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's fair.
It is
Not
fair.
a naked one.
That's a good topic. We talked more about that than anything
We
else, I think, actually.
I love
Thanks for the
cats.
topic, Twitter. If you think you can do better, which is going to be very difficult, of course, tomorrow there will be another community topic. But enough with the topics. It is time to move on to the Dota portion, which means it is time to replace one person on the panel, in this case, Owen. It's been great having you on.
Goodbye.
But would you please exit? Thomas will play you out.
Thank you, Thomas.
Woo!
Hi, Owen.
And that means it is time for a new guest, a guest that has never been in the 12 seasons of the CORSAIR DreamLeague, has never been here. It is time for the one, the only, Lacoste.
Well, hello, all you beautiful people out there. It's a good thing to be here. I love Dota and I love memes, so...
This is the right place for you.
It is.
You are the meme
everything.
king, yeah. This guy, he invented memes pretty much, so it's an honor.
Yeah. That's probably why I thought that we had you on the show before, because you've always been here in spirit.
Well, these are some big shoes to fill. I mean, I'm replacing, I'm just kidding. Oh, and you did great, but it's time to get some more MMR in this chair.
It's true. Not
It
that
is
much
true.
more, but
Not much more, but more.
All right, well then it is time. You being here means it's time for some Dota talk.
Yes.
We have 6 teams here. We're going to start from the top, so let's take a look at the format. And in this case, at the groups. We've got 2 groups of 3 teams for you, and that's all going to be played today. Group A has got Demon Slayers, Ninjas in Pajamas, Liquid, and Alliance, Fly the Moon, J-Storm. Any group you're favoring? You feel like this divide is kind of nice, you guys?
I'm gonna go with Group A, Team Liquid. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I'm actually gonna go with Group B because I still think Team Liquid is the strongest team here, but Alliance and J-Storm, I think they're the underdogs of this tournament. J-Storm could make some really big upsets.
yeah, I think I'm always a little scared as well whenever I see the ice, like the Fly to Moon stacks.
Yeah.
It's just like these guys actually can just be amazing.
Individually,
they're
they're
so
gods.
individually good.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like I agree. I like Group B a little bit more because I feel like it's more evenly dispersed. I think Demon Slayers is the weak link out of these teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I'd probably agree. I think Group A, a couple more TI winners, so I'll just give it to them for that.
All right, so the top team of each group is moving on to the upper bracket finals already, while the bottom 2 of each group move to the lower bracket semifinals. So everybody will be playing in the playoffs. This is just for seeding. We're going to have a lot of games today, and we can't do that by ourselves. So we actually have a B stream, or stream 2 in this case, because it is twitch.tv/DreamLeague_2. Now, in terms of which games you're going to see there, you're actually going to start off with Alliance versus J-Storm. That's their first match. We are going to start off with Liquid versus NIP. Both 2 are blockbusters. And on the other stream, you'll be able to hear the voices of Killer Pigeon and Trent. So definitely a treat there. Just in case you guys are able to hear this, someone parked their car at the wrong place, and someone has to move it. And this car is a silver-colored car, and they're actually listing off the license plate.
Grant, is
And
that
just
your
in case
car?
God, I-
misparked, they're asking to move it, and she's going to repeat everything again.
So let's listen.
So let's listen. I think nobody can hear what we are saying right now, because this lady is pretty loud.
They should just tow the car
She
They
should just
should
keep
tow the car.
repeating until the dude moves the car.
for 2 hours.
But yeah, the person will move their car, and hopefully we won't hear that message again. That was very loud as well. But yeah, so we got a lot of games today. Starting off with definitely the blockbuster Liquid NIP.
Yeah.
And I know I mentioned Alliance versus Liquid, but we're not going to see that in the group stages anyway. I'm hoping for that for tomorrow, or maybe even waiting for that for the grand finals. I wouldn't be opposed to that either.
I wouldn't doubt it, right? They seem like they're a little bit like, as you said, J-Storm is definitely like, who knows? They looked really good some games and then not so much the others. Liquid Alliance, they just always look like they're on form right now.
Yeah, in the qualifiers, they beat Quincy Crew, which I rated really highly, and J-Storm, pretty 2 clean games from them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
me and
handled
Grant casted that one. It was super clean, and the execution was perfect. They didn't want to throw the game away, just took it real slow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great benchmark as well to see like if which region is doing good without all the 4 top teams.
It's true.
And seeing where the rest, a little bit of a benchmark, if you will, for these teams. We're going to start off focusing a little bit on Team Liquid first. We already talked a little bit about them. They're the same crew as TI9 Alliance. They've been together for a long time. They were already together at TI8. They've been a team that has been steadily improving. How far can they improve? Like, do you feel like this is a roster that can, grow better? Like, do you feel like a new organization perhaps helps lift them to a next level?
mean, it'll help. Maybe a tiny bit. I think like Alliance also treated them very well, so I can't really think an organization is really going to make too much of a difference. I think they're just all getting more and more comfortable with each other, and I think that's really important. Like just more and more time together, and Insania is just learning how his guys think.
Yeah, sometimes you need to bring in a fresh blood, but in this case, I don't think it's necessary.
But they did bring in fresh blood.
They did.
And Cap revealed in a podcast that Blitz is their coach right now.
Yes.
Obviously, he coached Liquid before, but that was a previous Liquid. Yeah. Coach DC is an experienced coach, but he'll coach this Liquid.
I do want to go back. So you guys you think Liquid, their team right now, like you don't see them like wanting to make changes? It's been 2 years, and the best they've done is last place at TI, right? Like you don't think, I mean, obviously there was a mistake at that TI, with the gyro pick, but like, it's good to stay together, but you think this is...
If they're comfortable with playing with each other, now they bring fresh blood in terms of coach.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they have tried a couple times like other people too, right? Now when Mickey had stepped out, he couldn't make a few tournaments. They brought Madara, I believe, a few times.
Madara instead of Mickey, Madara instead of Koikfa. They had there were some problems with both Mickey and Koikfa.
So maybe that gave them some information there when they were like, hey, we're missing like our voice, we're missing our loud guy, or then we're missing something. Like maybe they felt something out of that, and that's why they wanted to stick with you.
Yeah, maybe Loda was the problem. Just kidding.
No, it's true. But even like Ad Finum, right? They just got back together, so obviously having that stable 5 core seems to be pretty important to teams.
And one of the biggest things, I think, in terms of staying together for such a long time is how the captain improves. So let's talk a little bit about Insania, because that's one of the roles, captain, that you can't, you have to like grind. You have to grind it out. You have to draft a lot of games before you're able to call yourself a top captain. And Insania, he's on the path to becoming a veteran captain.
And I think the biggest thing, like as a captain, you don't play as much Dota as the other people on your team. You're doing more of the replay watching. You're doing more of like going over with your coach and stuff. So like mechanically, you might not be the greatest, but like Insania, it feels like he doesn't really lose a step when he captains, which is nice. Like he feels like a true 5 player, not this, I'm just gonna go 0-16 and captain my team.
Yep.
So
he's one of the chillest dudes in Dota, I think. Yeah. I'm losing my voice, and he definitely is a great player, can play with no items whatsoever, but can also have a lot of farm on position 5.
Yeah, I like watching him a bunch because he plays a lot of mostly even defensive supports, where I feel like you are based on having no items, and it's all on your positioning. And I feel like that's where it excels for him as a captain. I feel like, he's just gotten better and better at it.
Yeah, and you talked, I drove with them actually. I drove with them from the airport to the hotel, everyone but Taiga. And I don't know, they're relaxed, they're chill. As you said, they just feel super relaxed and they're ready to go.
Yeah, of course, Insania is going to draft up against PPD, TI winning captain. And let's hear what his thoughts were about that before the match.
Playing against Peter always puts you in a pretty interesting spot when it comes to the draft. He's a very good drafter, and he will try to put you in a position where you're not comfortable playing. And I think he's very good at doing that. So I think playing against NIP, a lot of it comes down to making sure that you have a stable strategy that you believe in, that you know is going to work, that he's not going to be able to abuse in some sort of way.
It sounds like he is well prepared to go up against Ninjas in Pajamas, and it's time to talk about them, because they are a squad that is completely new apart from Peter. Obviously, Universe and PPD have played together before, but...
not in a while.
Not a lot, well, what?
I said not in a while.
Not in a while.
It has been a long time,
It has been, and it's, I don't know, what were your expectations when you saw that roster? How well did you think they would do?
I'm not a Gorg-C fan, so when I saw that Skeeter was on that lineup, I actually thought he is a pretty up-and-coming player. I think he's decent in the 1 role. And when I saw it, you look and you're like, Gunnar, Skeeter, there might be these young players you said, and they might have these loud voices, and if you know how Peter captains, it's him. He does everything. So I looked and I'm like, I think they're a low major, high minor team, and that ended up what they did here in the first qualifiers.
Yeah,
I think this was the weirdest post-TI reshuffle we had. A lot of these teams is, you ask yourself what is happening, like how these players end up together. I think EG is the greatest example, and the NIP, Skeeter, I remember him playing in Penta. He was one of their best players. It was 2 years ago, and the position 4 Biver, I'm a big fan of his playstyle, especially in the team spirit. I think he has been playing in the teams that he doesn't deserve to be on. Like, he needs to be on a bigger team, and now that he's on NIP, I think he's gonna show what he's made of.
Yeah, and we all know Gunnar, of course. He was very close to making it to TI9 as a player. ended up on the panel at TA9. Happy to see him playing again, Fogg?
Yeah, definitely happy to be seeing them play. And I think there's a cool dynamic here because we have like the 5 position and the 3 position are the old guys, and then they have the other guys, the other people all playing like very impactful playmaking roles are the younger lads, the guys who are playing a ton of Dota and just moving around and making stuff happen. So.
Yeah, and I think Gunnar, I mean, we talked about, I'm still worried about his hero pool. I still watch a lot of pub games, and he plays a lot of Ember Spirit. Okay. You know, you want to get the MMR, but I think if he expands that hero pool, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with, but he's got to do that.
It's like the Kunkka and the Ember, and we've seen, like, it's just banned first 2, and they're like,
what do we do?
Give him Stark.
Viper up.
Viper and Stark.
I think a lot of the teams recognize his weakness, and they will heavily target him in the banning phase.
Yeah. Well, let's find out what Gunnar had to say before the match.
We played Liquid in the major quals last, and we played them, I think, twice. Since then, I think we've been getting better. I think they're pretty good at playing like defensive when they're stronger. So it's like whenever you try to split the map, they kind of like hold it. So we need to think more about like utilizing the map to our advantage.
Wise words from Gunnar as the lady here is at it again, reminding us to move a car, which is not ours.
It's not. And then, yeah, but going back to Gunnar, that is like the most I've heard him like talk analytically about Dota. If you talk to Gunnar outside, he is just pure, wants to talk about YouTube videos, XQC, whoever that streamer is. He is just young, but ready to go.
He is definitely ready to go. He might just be the MVP of this game as well. And speaking of MVPs, you can vote for that at home in the Twitch chat. It is hashtag and then the players' names. You can vote for that per game and not per match. And yeah, here's your commands. Should be pretty self-explanatory.
Anybody got any weird ones? Any ones that we can't? No,
no. Just remind that Gunnar. People say it as not an A, but it is an A.
It's an A. I mean, but they're all their names. It's not like we have one that's too long, so you have to like put in a different abbreviation. It's just their names this time.
It should be easy. There's no hashtags or well, there are hashtags, but there's no dashes, no other things, no weird letters, no numbers.
No numbers.
And you can only vote for players who are actually playing in this tournament, right?
Yeah. So no Febby. You can't vote for Febby.
Yeah, no Febby votes. Remember, guys.
Sorry.
It's a shame. Would you otherwise vote for Febby?
I would not.
I see your smile.
It would have came down to it all, but
you know what? It would definitely coincide with your previous co-host Reaction Slacks. So you just you'd follow in his footsteps.
Oh God, I don't want to do that. Never mind.
You're doing well. You're doing great though. You're not making random noises or squealing or trumpets. Okay, never mind. He's back. Slacks is back.
All right. Well, it is time to get some extra people because we want to have some games played here on the stage. It's nice that we're here with the 4 of us, but we need a couple more people. So, people, Rotterdam, please make some noise for our first teams this morning, Ninjas in Pajamas and Team Liquid.
Let's go.
They look ready, happy to be playing, happy to walk on stage. Thank you, Rotterdam, for making awesome sounds. I do like that. It just makes, like this first LAN, it makes me get goosebumps. It makes me feel like, we're all ready to get going. What are we expecting from this first game? We know that they played each other online for qualifiers, but that was already, what, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? It's been a while.
I'm expecting a lot of wave shoving from Team Liquid since Blitz joined. This is what I want to see.
Pushing out those lanes. Yeah, killing creeps. Killing lots of creeps.
Killing lots of creeps.
I'm expecting a fun game. Both teams came on. They were smiling.
Everyone
was smiling. They're ready to just play, as you said, the first LAN of the season. And, it's time for a redemption. NIP, they did kind of get knocked out of the major qualifiers by them, so a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, is this the first time where it feels like the break between TI and the first LAN is actually long enough to actually give people a break?
It does.
I actually was looking at people and I was like, I feel like I haven't seen anybody in a really long time, except for Peter. I feel like I see Peter every day.
Yeah, you see him on Azeroth every day.
WoW every day. That's a little different, but it's really bizarre because it really does feel like such a long time since TI.
We need a shorter break for sure. Like I can't have enough Dota in my life, so no rest.
I mean, I think this is the start of not a lot of rest for the rest of the season.
Sounds
I
good
think,
to me.
I think you're
Perfect.
good. But, you know, the rest is not completely done. We're going to give you 2 minutes rest. But when we are back, we are going to be in the draft of the first game, of the first LAN, of the first day of the CORSAIR Dream League Season 12.